She floats. She floats. Sweet, dude. The first fish on the new boat. Purrs like a kitten. We moving. Well, you see them two logs sticking out? Right in front of there is where I caught that bass. Dang! Some big boys there. Man, I missed it, dude. I missed it. He was right at the boat too. Look, he was going after the little bait fish I painted on the side.
We go.
Sweet. Man, this is a pretty good cruising speed right here. And this is on the lowest settings. And see, I painted my boat camo so the fish can't see us. This boat did awesome on the water on its maiden voyage. I'm sorry I lost the footage of this. I accidentally deleted it. I have a video for this, how to install these on a John boat, and I'll leave the link right about around there. But basically, you need an 1.5-inch spade bit. You gotta waller that hole a little bit more because there's some ribs around that on the bottom side. I'm probably gonna go back and get some round legs, more comfortable on the feet. They gave me some wrong ones, so I didn't have enough, but I installed that there. The foot tray's coming. I installed this one, and I installed this one. These are just off the bass boat for now. A little more comfortable, but I don't think I'm gonna stick with them. I'll figure out exactly what seats I want later on, but they are comfortable, I'll give it that. Back here, we're gonna do a slide track. Okay, the bass boat is getting repainted. I tried cleaning it up, but it just ended up going back to its faded self. So I'm going to take this Minn Kota Edge, pull it off the bass boat. It's going on the rebuilt John boat. Then once I redo this over the winter, this will be a brand new troller. Let's get this over on the boat just to see what it looks like. This is basically the mock-up here. This is a Minn Kota Edge 45. We went from this old beater Minn Kota, which still works, it'll work, but redoing the whole boat, might as well add something a little nicer. You see this board here, this has to go down on here, covered in carpet attached to this. So this is basically where I want this thing. See how it's lined up on the end right there? I'm gonna draw the line, and then I'm gonna move this. So now I'm gonna mark inside the line here, little gap there. I'm not using adhesive for this because I'm not gonna buy a $10 thing of adhesive just for this little guy. Plus, it's getting sandwiched in between there. So I'm just gonna take leftover carpet, staple it, good to go. Let's dry fit this guy. There it is. Got the trusty old staple gun. Okay, y'all. So that's lined up. If you look this way, that's perfectly parallel and flush with this. We need to drill some holes. For this, I'm using a step drill bit. I'm only going down to the very first one. Those bolts should go in there. Let's do this next one. Okay guys, I got these front two bolted down. I got the board back in there. Let's slide this back underneath. Let's get that up against there. Lift that up a little bit. Slide that bad boy right into place. We want to leave a little gap. And there you have it. I'm gonna place some temporary screws in here to hold it down. Screw in there, screw in there. I need to add 2 more just so this board doesn't move for now. And it's solid, it's not going nowhere. You're gonna have hatches up here, hatches for storage access, anchor system, track bar light eventually, but for now it's just get on the water, and it did amazing. Motor runs great. This worked its butt off of 1 battery, so I'm really happy about that. I had 2 batteries on board, but We only needed one. This old sweet puppy, it's gonna get a new paint job. Might end up doing the same paint job that's on the boat. This 45-pound Minn Kota does really well with this thing on one. We were cruising. It came with a nice template. Mark the center lines, square it up, mark your lines. Next, we want to score our lines. Pull it up, drill a hole, sawzall along the carpet edge, pull it out, trim it up. Now I have to trim this up because it ended up hit that front bunk, so a hammer and a sawzall did the trick. Of course, got cleaned up. Here I'm installing the drain tube. There's 4 screws for the trolling motor, and then there's 10 screws for the actual tray. Here goes one of 3 longer screws. Secure that to the tray. Screws in the tray, I got that mounted down. It's solid. Next up, I want to drill the hole for the boat plug right here. I took this off the bass boat. I'm going to get a new one for the bass boat when I get a brand new troller, but it's still a good plug, so I'm going to put it right there. Here's the tube. It gets weaved to the back. This I drilled and wallered the hole out with the 1-inch drill bit. Got it to fit and dry fitted it. Now it's going in permanently. There it is. Some temporary screws. Now this is shrink wrap tubing I'm gonna use as a little cord jacket, but I am gonna shrink wrap these 2 connections here, and then this is just gonna cover but not get shrink wrapped. I'm using my little handy dandy torch and some solder to solder these connections. There you go. Next one, a little burn action. Applying a little heat to the tubing to shrink it. Getting her plugged in, getting her looking pretty nice. Now I'm basically doing the same process. I'm gonna solder these wires to extension wire that's gonna actually go straight to the battery. We're gonna grab this battery, hook this up, and make sure it's working. She's working, moving, all functioning well. So let's take this battery back off and let's get it put underneath there and slid over to the driver's side. Loosen those screws. There you go. Screwing it back down, cleaning it back up. She moves. Click, click. Here she is. This boat is turning out so nice. I'm so happy about it. Hatches are coming in this week. That'll be next video. All right, now we're gonna do the bunks on the trailer. It's just the regular carpeting, treated 2x4s. This is my resting bunk, goes across the front. Then these are 2 long runs. And what I did was, there's a bolt sticking out, so I drilled a hole so it just hugs right in there. And then that board in the middle pushes it out to keep it locked in place. And then along the frame rail, I put lag bolts. After I wire wheeled this, painted it flat black Rust-Oleum, put the lags in, she looks so much better. So much better. Painted the wheels black to match, Stay tuned.